Hello everybody and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is How to Train a Speedrunner. We have a... So, I don't understand what's going on. It happened the same time last year. People aren't available tonight. Like, D&D was canceled. Nobody could run on the show, so I'm, for the second show in a row, doing a show. Like, people are talking about, like, turkeys or something. I don't know. That was last month. Thanksgiving was last month, so I don't understand what they're talking about. But, we have an interesting show for you tonight. Before we get into that, AGDQ 2023 online prize submissions are open from now until December 30th. You can go to gamesdonequick.com for more information on that. As well, the game and volunteer submissions for Frost Fatales 2023 are open now until November 26th. You can find information about that at gamesdonequick.com/framefatales, or you can go to the GDQ Twitter to submit your games and volunteer applications there. With that being said, tonight I'm going to be teaching you Command & Conquer Renegade. There are a few things I want to go over real quick. First of all, some of you might be going, hey, Church, your screen's being cut off, it only shows half of the logo. If you'll notice my FPS counter in the top right, this is literally the top of the screen. I don't know why they cut off their own game name. I think it has to do with the resolution I'm playing at, which is 16:9, because this game is, I believe, 21 years old. I think this came out in 2001? But anyway, so that is one of the things to go. So the aspect ratio might look a little weird. That's just how the game runs. The other thing I'm going to go over before I load into the game, this is any percent. Technically it's called any percent no teleport, but there is a weird thing you can do in the game. I will load up the tutorial mission to show you. So, I suspect this was a dev tool, but obviously, my mouse sensitivity is way up there. So I'm supposed to talk to this person and then do a bunch of things. There is a category that uses this. We're not going to be doing this. But if you open up the menu and then you hit the control button and then you click somewhere on the map, you just kind of teleport there. And you can do that on, like, out-of-bounds areas. So now I'm just kind of stuck. We're not going to be using that in this run. This is, not that run. If you want to do that run, it's kind of like what I'm going to show you, except a lot less gameplay. There are some issues with that glitch, which is that it only teleports you to the topmost layer, but that being said, we're going to load up. We are playing on recruit difficulty. The reason for this is because we have a lot of health and it's faster. The problem with... The time can start whenever, by the way. The problem with running on a higher difficulty is that it's less about going fast and more about surviving, which, I mean, you're free to do that if you want. I'm obviously not saying don't play on the harder difficulties. I'm just saying the difficulty increases substantially. We've already got people in chat quoting this glorious game. There are some cutscenes which are not skippable, and that is one of them. So we will get the glorious... left-handed cutscene. Now, right off the bat, the first mission is pretty easy. There is a little bit of RNG involved. We'll get to that in a little bit. But there is like a 2-minute cutscene right off the bat. And then we're going to load in. A lot of things are scripted in this, so it's very difficult to go fast. Like, faster than, what you get. These Black Hand will take 1 bullet each. You don't even really need to kill them. This entire thing is just kind of on a timer. As far as I'm aware, shooting people here doesn't really speed things up. It's just kind of, you're just kind of waiting, so you might as well. If anything, the only thing they will affect that I'm aware of is that they might possibly hit this rocket launcher officer, which will screw up his aim. And you absolutely want him to have the best accuracy in the world, because he is the RNG that makes this segment faster. Basically, what's going to happen is there's going to be two troop transports that show up. The first one is over here and is going to drop some soldiers and doesn't really matter. The second one that shows up, as soon as it's destroyed, we get to progress. And this rocket soldier can, like, snipe it right out of the air as soon as it shows up, or it can take him, like, 4 to 5 salvos. It really depends. And not really anything you can do about it besides pretending that making sure he doesn't get hit matters. Like, sometimes that'll hit, sometimes that won't. It's just kind of random. Usually this one will hit, sometimes it'll miss. And then it just kind of explodes after that. So with that, we have a little bit of time. We can run over here, we can pick up some ammo.
Recon 1 Eagle Base. We've taken casualties, but we're okay.
Copy that, Recon 1. Make your repairs and prepare to move out.
With that done, we're just kind of waiting for this engineer to fix the tank. You can pick up a little more ammo. You don't really need to pick up ammo, but you're not really doing anything anyway. Once that's done, the next thing, you want to actually try and kill this Humvee before it lands, so you want to shoot it out of the air like that. The reason you want to shoot it out of the air, it's going to die anyway from the morality standpoint. From the speedrun standpoint, it gets in your way, so it can actually slow you down here, and it can slow you down a little farther up too. So getting rid of that right away saves a little bit of time. From that, we want to line up so that the cursor is red. We want to shoot the SAM sites. Once the 2 SAM sites are done, the mission's over.
SAM site destroyed. SAM site destroyed.
And now we're just kind of on a timer. The only thing that matters after that is picking up the 2 rocket launchers. After that, you can do whatever. I'm going to try and do something weird that I did earlier, just running through the game, which is you might be able to despawn this tank reliably, which does literally nothing, but it's really funny. Besides that, we are literally just waiting for the ion cannon to go. No, okay. Some weird things happen with this game because it's a 20-year-old game, so I don't know. One really important thing, actually, that I do want to go over right now is that walls in this game are scary. You can just get stuck in walls. So it is important to save regularly. There is a quick save button in this game. Unfortunately, there is no quick load button. But there is a quick save button. So save often, especially when you're learning, so you don't get, like, caught in a wall and then you're just stuck. Well, I don't know why that wasn't moving me. So, this level is pretty straightforward. There is a little bit of tech, but mostly it's just knowing what route to take. There's like multiple paths, and you really just need to know which one to go down. Right off the bat, there's some prisoners here. A lot of these enemies early on are just like whatever, you can just kind of like shoot them with a pistol, it doesn't matter. You can also pull out your assault rifle here. The assault rifle is what you were going to be using mostly for the first few levels. Afterwards you can switch to the chain gun and then just kind of use a combination of them. You don't really use the pistol in this speedrun. Not another one? Okay.
Someone there?
Once you clear that out, you just kind of walk up to this officer and talk to him. He'll drop this beacon. As soon as you get this beacon, you move on. This beacon's going to be used to save a little bit of time later in this level. There is arguments of like using it in other places, but it's not really faster. This is kind of like the only level you can use it that will save time. And basically there's a building at the end that we need to blow up, that we're just going to use this to blow up. We're going to use, or blow this up with a rocket, and you want to pick up as many of these as possible. Now, technically speaking, you only need 5, but to be safe, you want to pick up, you basically want to fill up your inventory on them. In the next level, we're going to be doing a trick that requires C4, and if your angle's off, you either reload your save if you save, or you throw more C4 and then hope that works. And then if that doesn't work, you cry. The reality is you would just like load a save and then redo it, or do the old-fashioned way, which I can show the old-fashioned way. I will show the old-fashioned way.
Warning. Enemy aircraft detected.
I'm talking about a level ahead, because this level's pretty straightforward. You literally just follow the back river to the church, and then you go past the church, which you avoid a big area over there. We can just keep going. Kind of like shoot this while you keep going. You can lose a little bit of time here depending on whether or not the officer comes out or not. As soon as you collect his gun, you want a quick save. We are going to do a risky strat here. If you don't want to do this strat, you can just like go down and walk around. But basically, we're just going to throw ourselves off. Now, if you throw yourself all the way off, you will die. So you have to do like... I was demonstrating that, for the record. In order to not just die, you need to like jump halfway and catch yourself. So you need to do something like this and land over here. And then you need to like do that and then that. And then you're really low, so you want to make sure that you actually kill everything that's shooting you, because you don't have a lot of health anymore. That is the downside with doing this strat, is you land with not a lot of health. With that being said, we're going to switch to the ion cannon beacon now. And you come right up here and you drop the ion beacon, which will destroy the command center and give us enough time to get to the end. We're also going to quick save here because we don't have a lot of health anymore. We want to kill every single enemy that shows up, because otherwise we will die. There should be one on the left, and then that's it. And you just kind of stand over here and mash E on this gate. And then that's the level. You could... So the ion beacon there saves going into the command center and blowing it up. We could save it and use it elsewhere, but it doesn't super save a lot of time, which is why we use it here. For the record, I'm hitting enter at that screen to progress, and then I'm hitting escape to cancel the cutscene. This level is normally pretty long if you do all of the secondaries, and I think there's a tertiary on this level. But we're going to skip all of that because we don't need it. Now, a lot of the shooting you do in this is just because there's nothing else to shoot at, but it's actually really important that we shoot this helipad up here. And we're going to finish off the light tank just to make sure it's out of our way. And then you want to make sure you get rid of this helipad. It's not a required mission, but it does get rid of a helipad or a helicopter later on, which makes the route we're doing significantly easier. Because, well, especially because you'll see in a little bit, but we take some risks with a tank, and it doesn't have a lot of health usually.
Checkpoints are in the houses across the bridge. Eliminate all resistance and occupy the houses.
One thing to note, when getting out, you tend to get out on the side, like if you get out and you press like A, you'll tend to get out on the left side. So I'm doing that, and I kind of get out on the left side, but I was not positioned properly, so I kind of got out on the, and I was stuck. But if you get out and you press a direction, you should get put out of the vehicle on that side. So here we're going to drive straight a little bit until this artillery fires. Once it's fired, we can go towards the tunnel, but we're just drive a little bit at an angle to avoid getting shot there. So there are two different ways to approach this next section. there's the risky way and the
Can you drop me some rockets?
safe way. So I'm gonna save here and I'm gonna show both. The risky way is just YOLOing it. So you shoot at these rocket soldiers and you drive around this tank and you hope it misses. Or at least you hope that it only hits you once. We almost had it. If it had missed that second shot, that would have been it. But that is the risky strat. You just YOLO it and hope. The safe strat is kind of similar, except you jump out here, you pull out your rocket launcher, and you kill the tank. And then now we're guaranteed to make this actually survive. I didn't want to get out there. Either way you want to do it, doesn't really matter. Losing the tank and restart, or losing the buggy and restarting is slower than just being safe, so it's whatever you're more comfortable with. Personally, I think in most of my recent runs I've just done the safe strat because it's just faster if you miss YOLO once. So I'm kind of just driving by here. It's actually, I'm gonna reload just because this is actually really important and I should be talking about it instead of driving by them. Regardless of which path you take here, you want to make sure that you're shooting at all of the rocket soldiers, gun emplacements, and tanks that show up. So here is the first rocket soldier you need to be worried about. He'll usually spawn on the left side, but he can spawn on the right side or behind and just not walk out. So you want to make sure that until you are clear, you're either shooting at him to make him not kill you. You don't want to do that. But you want to make sure he doesn't shoot rockets at you. This buggy can only take really 2 rockets, and then you're done. Here there's a gun emplacement, you want to be shooting straight, and then there's a rocket soldier across the bridge on the right. Kind of right behind that railing there. The soldiers do a little bit of damage, but you don't really care about them too much. So up here we have a tank on the right, a rocket soldier on the other side of the tank, and then 2 gun emplacements on the back. So we just kind of shoot here, and then we keep shooting because the rocket soldier's right there, and then we go for the gun emplacement. And then there's a second gun emplacement right here. And then that's, yeah, we're home free from here.
SATCOM shows you're approaching the base.
So we're actually going to do 2 tricks right after another here. The first one, so you want to go to the 3rd pillar, so 1, 2, and we're going to drive to right here and get out on the right. So we're going to switch to the sniper real quick, we're going to shoot this rocket soldier, and then we are going to quick save and pull out our C4. So there is a visual cue for this. Basically, I'll show you what we're trying to do. So on the inside, there is a control terminal that we're trying to destroy, and it's positioned about right there. I'm probably going to have to reload a few times just because I'm probably going to die showing this. But there is a control terminal right there, and we want to blow it up. But going down is slow, so you want to kind of line up so you're right at the corner here, and then you want to look, so there is kind of like just the white here. There's kind of like 1 arc and then 2 arc. So you want to look right here and then kind of up. There is this like little mountain range. So you want to put your cursor so that it's kind of in this little, there's like a little alcove there, and then you want to go a little bit lower than that. And that should line you up. I'm going to throw 5 and then look. That should line you up on the side. We're actually lined up a little, I think I was too far to the right, so theory, it should only take 2 more. Now, if you don't want to do that strat, or just if you want to see what that skips, I will... Oh. I don't actually know what killed me there. I might have had no health at all because I'd been explaining for a while and taking shots. So real quick, I'm gonna walk back to this pillar. So I'll show you what that skips, and I'll also show you it. So the backup. So if you throw all of your C4 and it doesn't blow up, then you just jump up on that ledge, pull out your rocket launchers, and shoot that corner, and hope. Now, rocket launchers on that corner do not do a lot of damage, so you'll probably use up all your rockets. But hopefully that will work, because otherwise coming down here is slow. Because otherwise you have to come all the way over here, throw a C4 on there, and then you go back up. Which, it only takes one C4, but it is slower to go all the way down and then all the way back up. Already shot the sniper, or the rocket soldier, so it's like here. I lost count already. 1 point. If that didn't work for some reason, you would literally just take out your rocket launcher and you would shoot right here until it worked. That being said, that did work, and now we're ready for the second skip, which is we're just going to get in the buggy and we're going to drive straight. And this obelisk is going to break our buggy, but we're going to keep walking, because once you get close enough, the obelisk won't kill you. Which saves having to go all the way down the dam, all the way across, all the way back. Saves a bunch of time, which is why getting that buggy there was so important. Now I'm going to stress this, especially in this tunnel, because it happens to me a lot in this tunnel. Don't touch the sides here. You very easily can get stuck in the geometry, and then you just have to reload. Now, in the tunnels here, there's not really much to worry about. So, throughout the entire game, the only things that are really scary are rocket soldiers and snipers. Snipers will, like, hit you for 500 randomly, and then you're just dead. And sometimes they'll hit you for, like, I don't know, 10 or something. But snipers are scary. Rocket soldiers, if they, like, headshot you with a rocket, are super scary. So, in general, if you see a sniper or a rocket soldier, you want to kill them, like, instantly.
Better stay back. It's loaded with tiberium.
I actually have played Renegade X. Renegade X was fun. Although it did not quite fill the itch I have for a Renegade 2. I would love a sequel to this game.
You'll encounter less enemy
So
resistance.
here, up on the left, is going to be a rocket soldier, so you just kind of like stare up here, shoot at him, and then progress. So here you want to try and get hit as little as possible, and you want to try and have full health. Your armor is less important, but you kind of want to have full health. That's not the greatest. That's super not the greatest. Okay, so because we don't have full health, we're going to have to take it a little bit careful here. We're not going to be able to full YOLO coming up. Because a full YOLO would leave us with 6 health. And we don't have 194 health to spare. And we don't have armor, and we can still get shot. So... average time for this run, so we do actually use load remover for the run. I believe
You're so dead. Oops.
probably like an hour 20, real time, which would be like an hour, I guess that it depends on your loads. So real quick, a full YOLO here would just be jumping right off. If you don't have... Oh, actually. Huh. I thought I needed more health than that. Okay, apparently just full YOLO. If you don't have... I don't remember how much. I had 172. That only did 140? I swear that did 196 in practice earlier. Oh, whatever. If you have less than like 140 health, I guess, just jump halfway and then jump again. Otherwise, just full YOLO.
I'm coming for
Abandoned non-communication center in
Yeah, so it's a little...
What a day.
Because the like load times could be different, it's a little hard to judge a average time. If I remember correctly, I guess I also, my PD's on my old computer, so my load times might be better. But on my old computer, I think I had like 10 minutes of load times on my 104. So I think if you're running like a computer from like 6 years ago, you're probably expecting about 10 minutes of loads. So you'd be looking at like 120, 130. It might be shorter on new PCs. I guess if I were running the load remover right now, I could see how much loads were removed, but I'm not, so. So here you want to like delay killing the chem warriors until they're closer to you, because they'll more likely to spawn armor the lower health you are. So you just kind of want to force them to spawn armor so that you come out of here pretty healthy. Because you don't really want them to spawn their chem weapons. There is not a lot to this level besides taking that back path, which saves a lot of time and skips a lot of the level. There is a small strat involving blowing up Sakura's helicopter, but it's nothing too big. This level's pretty short.
Warning.
We're gonna save here just in case.
Detected.
Enemy spawns can be weird sometimes here. You want to just try and shoot everybody on your way here. You want to make sure that there's not a lot of people alive up top, just so that nobody can mess you up and take an elevator that you don't want them to. Because if anybody takes an elevator that you're trying to take, it does waste time. Ooh, okay. So there was a little bit of a strat there. I guess I didn't talk about it. There is a 180 button there. So there is an officer down there who drops a card, and you just run at him and shoot him, and then once he drops the card, you just quick turn and run back out. So this is the elevator we want to take here, and we're actually going to pull the chain gun out and quick save, because this area sucks. Basically shoot people and run at them and hope they drop health, because sometimes you can get eviscerated in this room. Run up here, as soon as it says flight data downloaded, you run back. I actually got pretty lucky here and I didn't get shot too much. Normally you get like eviscerated. So you want to pull out your rocket launcher here, quick save. We're going to hit Sakura 3 times and you want to kind of shoot at center. And then you want to wait till you're besides the door before you shoot the final shot. Because of the way we did this, she spawns as soon as the flight data gets recovered. Because we took the elevator, we're able to get up in time before she flies away. If we had gone the normal way, she would start flying away and it would be harder to shoot her down. The reason we delay shooting her the 4th time until we're next to the door is because as soon as that cutscene starts, that door will start to lower if you're close enough. So by waiting until we're beside the door, we save waiting for that door to go down, which saves a few seconds. Then we're going to just run to this box, and we are done with this level. We're moving on to what is one of the scarier levels in this game, because it's got a bunch of snipers, and wow, does that suck. To give you a perspective of how much snipers suck, I've been killed right here at the start of runs before, like at the start of the level before. I have 400 health, and I've just been one-tapped by a sniper. Multiple times, actually. So snipers are no joke. Kill them as soon as you can. So there is an objective there, but we're going to skip that and we're going to come back to it later. This ship, we have to kind of go back and forth in order to complete all of the objectives. So we're going to leave that until our return.
Warning, Tiberium.
We're going to come over here. We're just going to kind of shoot this. Now, you don't have to kill either of these, but it's sometimes they don't notice you. Well, I'm just going to shoot that one. As I get up. This is where it starts to introduce. Well, I guess it introduced it in the last level, but we didn't really pay too much. Hello?
Welcome aboard, Captain. Please remain.
We didn't really talk about it, but this is where it starts implementing the Tiberium creatures. And they suck, so we're going to try and avoid them as much as possible. Which I guess is also an important part to mention, that we try to avoid using the chem sprayer as much as possible, because the chem sprayer does spawn those creatures, and those creatures suck to deal with, so we avoid using it unless we absolutely need to. So in this section, you kind of just pull the chainsaw or chain gun out and then run at people and then hope they drop health. Also, we left these for the return because you are much more likely to need them on the return than going forward. We're going to show up here. We're going to get the best cutscene ever.
Vacation's over, guys. What's with him?
So I know what they're called, but I mispronounced something last show and nobody ever called me on it. So now I'm just nervous about saying words that I've never actually heard said before.
Don't seem fair, does it? Maybe I'll shoot left-handed.
So now that we've debated shooting left-handed to make it fair, we're going to move on. Oh, we didn't kill him, that's fine. We're actually going to switch over to the assault rifle for a little bit. Yeah, I've never actually... So that's not the word I used last stream. It was the name of a Shakespeare character, and apparently I'd said it wrong the entire stream, and nobody called it out, and now I'm just self-conscious about saying words, so yeah, that's why I'm just calling them the creatures. So, I would normally say Visceroids, yeah.
Sabotage the 4 Nod missile racks.
So when you come into the store, you want to switch to the rocket launcher and completely whiff. As long as you kill it, it's fine. Here you want to pull the chain gun out, and you want to, like, be extremely paranoid, because there's a bunch of snipers in here, and they are going to kill you. If you need that pickup, feel free to take it. You don't have to skip it if you're low on health. You want to make sure you come down here. This is an important objective. If you don't do these...
Sabotaged.
Ugh.
Primary objective.
There we go. If you don't do that and you forget it, you will be very sad at the end of the level. So once you have done both of the torpedoes, you can come on up. Once we get to this stairway, we're going to switch to the chain gun.
Please have your ration cards ready.
Now this area really sucks. So there's a bunch of snipers and chain gun officers. Feel free to save often. We're gonna take the back rooms as much as possible to avoid as many enemies. We're also very low health, so we're gonna save a lot. That sniper, that's probably gonna be very bad. So just kind of point at people's heads and walk forward and hope you don't die. Alright. We didn't get the key card. Make sure you get this key card.
Use the action key on the missile racks to sabotage them. Rendezvous with the prisoners by the submarine portal for evacuation.
So on your way down, you just kind of want to be looking where the enemies are, which is usually where the staircases are, and you want to make sure you're shooting them. I'm actually gonna walk in here, grab this health. I don't know what I was caught on. So here, we don't have a lot of health. So we're going to be doing a strat here, which involves taking damage. So, we took a lot of damage, so we're going to use that health. Normally I would try avoiding it, but we need it. So the strat is we are going to yellow again and fall down. If you have less health, you can catch yourself on this railing here, and you'll take less damage.
Warning. Prisoners
But now that we've YOLO'd, we're gonna enter a slightly RNG point of the game, which is sometimes the game will, or the level will end as soon as you get to the top of the stairs, and sometimes it won't, and you have to wait a little bit. Did I miss the primary? I think I missed a primary. I missed a missile rack. Okay, well, don't do what I did and miss a missile rack.
Missile racks. Use the action key on the missile
Alright, well,
racks to sabotage them.
missile racks are like right here, so that's fine.
Primary objective complete.
Alright, I missed one of the 4. So yeah, you actually want to be paying attention to your audio cues. If you don't get that when you're actually in that area, then make sure you hit that. So I do have a button for 180. I've rebound a lot of my controls, so they aren't a default. So for example, if you look, once I'm in a level, at the top, it'll show you like all of the different buttons you can press to get to your guns. Typically it's, I guess I have to actually scroll through so you can see it. So normally it's 1 through 0, but I have C, X, and Z included for some of the more important ones.
You hear me in there, GD?
So when you come around this corner, you want to not miss that rocket. You want to shoot 2 here, 1 here, and then switch to the chain gun to finish that off. For buggies, you're usually going to shoot 1 rocket and then finish it off with a chain gun. If you walk to the left of that flame tank, you can just get by it without dying, so that's what we're going to do.
Attention, GDI forces. This is resistance radio. Node is assaulting the town square and the south side of the village, requesting assistance.
So here we're getting into some pretty scary areas. There was health there. If you want to be safe, you should probably take that. There are flame soldiers, snipers, rocket launchers, rocket or gun emplacements coming up, and they all do a lot of damage. So you want to kind of quick save at every corner. Here we're gonna look right and try to hit this rocket soldier before he hurts us. Then we're gonna immediately swing left to hit these flame soldiers. Then there's a sniper right here that we need to make sure doesn't kill us. There's a health pickup here, and we're going to be looking right. You could save there. We want to kill... there's a rocket soldier across. There's flame soldiers here. So this is a really important level to talk about. Normally you don't get shot by that tank. Which I guess is a YOLO strat. I didn't even really consider it a YOLO strat, because normally it just doesn't hit you, but I guess it can hit you, so you can destroy it if you want. There we go, that's normally what happens. So this level introduces the Dead 6. The Dead 6 is a militia group, or not a militia group, a Spec Ops team that the main character was a part of, and also Sakura, who is one of the bad guys. And it is a team of 6, obviously without Sakura and the main character Havoc, it's only 4. But you are supposed to work with them to rescue this village. And all of them are trapped somewhere in the village. So before I keep going, there is a strat here, there's 2 people up there. You can just kind of like, while you're walking, shoot grenade launchers, and then hopefully kill them, or at least hurt them a lot. But it introduces them, and you're supposed to like... They're all required objectives. You have to go help them. So, I'm blanking on her name right now. You have to go help all of the, Is it Hotfix? Whatever, you have to go help all of them.
This is resistance radio.
They start yelling at you. They're like, hey, if you don't help me, I'm going to die. And we are going to promptly ignore all of their cries for help. Despite the fact that it is literally required to help them, and if we don't help them, we cannot complete the mission. It is hotfix, okay? I was like, the show is hotfix. It's like, Hotwire, there we go. I was like, I knew it. I knew it wasn't hotfix. Hotfix sounded weird. Yeah, Hotwire is like, hey, seriously, I'm going to die. You need to come help me. And Gunner and Deadshot, I think, is the sniper. All of them are like, hey, seriously, come help me. And there is a trigger that if you don't help them, you will die. Patch 2. So that's where, I think that's Patch, might be Gunner. Or is that Deadeye? I don't remember. No, Deadeye was earlier on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's a rocket soldier here. Armored personal carrier here. I think I've screwed up the strat. Yeah, so when you get into this tank, you want to make sure you have the rocket launcher equipped, because we're going to do a strat here. I'm going to pause and explain what I just did. If you have the rocket launcher, well, it's any gun, but it's only really helpful with the rocket launcher. If you are in a tank, you can shoot with the tank, hit your button to get out, quickly shoot a rocket, and then you can hit your action button to get back in, and you can shoot a shell again. So you can shoot 3 rockets in a row, basically, which will very quickly kill things like that flame tank or light tanks. Now here we're going to drive up until the visual marker I use is this corner here. We drive up to here, get out, and quick save. So if you... I'll actually demonstrate it. So we are required to save everybody. So I'm going to walk forward here, and Hotwire dies because I didn't help her. And then we fail the mission. So I'm going to reload that quick save. And then I'm going to hug the wall here, and then I'm going to hug the wall here, and then Hotwire's not going to die. Alright, we're good. So there's 2 ways to do this section here. There's the fast if you do it first try, and then there's the slow the regular way. So I switch into third person for this to help you get a better view of it. And you just kind of like jump on these tires. I actually really hate... I do not do this trick. So you can do this if you feel like you can do it. And then you would run like that. Otherwise, you just run around. It's like only faster if you nail it first try, and that tire right there sucks to hit. So otherwise, I'm just gonna walk over here and shoot him a little bit. Then I'm gonna turn around and shoot this rocket launcher. Mendoza's in that window, and he doesn't matter. You can just ignore him. Alright, so now we're at the cathedral. We haven't saved anybody. But because we hugged the wall, everybody is here. And then we just need to go over here and talk to Patch. We have full health, so I'm just going to jump off the ledge here.
What a day.
I don't know. What's the hotfix meme? Chat is recorded, everything else is live. So here, you want to try and hit those. It saves a rocket. If you don't, it doesn't matter. It just saves a rocket. Once those are done, you can focus your chain gun on the 2 Apaches. Or it can fly into the cathedral and then be stuck. Cool. Yeah, the Apaches, like, don't care about geometry, so they can, like, fly through this wall, they can fly through that wall. Once that's done, we come to a confusing part of the game where I'm not actually sure how the end of this level is triggered. Because, like, it'll spawn these Black Hand paratroopers, and, like, sometimes, like, I expected it to end there, but it didn't, so, like, I don't know, it might end on this one. I believe in my PB, it's already, like, it ends on, like, the first one. So it just arbitrarily decides that you know, okay, you're done.
Give me a position on the scientist.
So this level is the stealth level. They have a walk button, you start with a silenced pistol, and you can stealth around. And this is, if this were a marathon run, this is where I would make a joke about how important stealth is. But we don't care about that. So we're just gonna walk forward. We don't care about crouching. We just care about not getting sniped by a rocket launcher.
The alarm switch is destroyed. We need engineering.
Pre-recorded. It's a meme in the hotfix chat that's going around. Sometimes people will ask if it's live, and then the response is like, "No, the chat's pre-recorded. Everything else is live."
Induction coils launched the solid slug. Amazingly fast, I might add. Once we start issuing this weapon.
So once you get up here, we're gonna pick up the personal ion cannon, which is an absolutely busted weapon. And then we're going to come down here. We are going to quickly jump over this railing and then turn around and then walk down the stairs. You want to try and break these if you have time. If you don't, that's fine. You want to take the health pickup here.
Requires level 3 security clearance.
Alright, when you pick up the ion cannon, make sure you pick up the red keycard, which is done by actually hitting E here.
Internal computer systems indicate Dr. Ignacio Mobius is located beneath the chateau.
Now,
Access is gained through the dining hall.
do the thing that I was saying, which is you come here. You are unable to jump over this now. There we go. Fall down. So like I was saying, when you come down here, you pick up the health pickup, because on the way back, we actually get a max health pickup. So you want to leave the armor for on the way back. When you come around here, you just look left and run this way. And then here you reload, grab your water, wait for a cutscene.
Mobius.
Yes?
Yes?
Who are you? Captain Nick Parker, GDI Special Forces Commando. Codename Havoc. Absurdly loyal to GDI. Huge problem with authority figures. Say goodnight, Nicky.
So, the weapon that we picked up, the personal ion cannon,
You couldn't do it. You're still alive
if
for me.
you get a headshot on the 3 bosses in this game, it ends the fight.
Talents in the black hand.
Technically.
Forget it,
It definitely ends the last boss. The first 2 have, like, cut scenes or scripted actions after they die, so it ends the fight, but you still have to do a little bit. But it is an absolutely busted weapon. It one-shots tanks and whatever. To be perfectly honest, we don't use all of the bullets in the game. There is a strat for the second last level, which does use one of the 3 bullets or 4 bullets we have. I prefer to save them for extra shots on the bosses in case you miss, because sometimes you don't get the headshot because either you missed or the game decided they would move weird or whatever. It's a 20-year-old game. It has quirks, you know. Having extra bullets is not a problem or a bad thing. And it really, any of the uses we have for it is like a rocket would suffice. So on your way out here, normally you don't have a problem. Normally nobody shoots Sydney, and normally it's fine. Sometimes Sydney won't follow you, or Sydney will get shot, and that sucks. So we're going to pull the ion cannon out here, we're going to quick save, we're going to get a quick cutscene. So, killing Mendoza is normally pretty easy, because he presents his face to you. He does like this kung fu thing, which doesn't do anything, and then he just kind of like does this, and then he presents his head like that. And then you miss, and then you let it set up again. And then there you go. And then now he's dead. And then you had to do this cutscene thing where you had to go help Sydney, and then you pull out a gun, and shoot him, and then he dies, and then you're done. And this is, I think, halfway through the game. We're now going to be returning back through the village we played in the last level. So we're kind of doing it in reverse. So right off the bat, you quick turn and you go right.
Nuclear launch
We're going to
Congrats, kids. We rank as a
pull out the sniper. So forget all of that.
Get out there.
It is super important here for the next like 2 minutes of the run that you kill everything. If you don't kill everything, bad things happen. So we stay up here. If we jump down too early, normally those will die when they explode, or the tank explodes. If you fail in killing any of the enemies in this timed event, your team won't be in the position they need to be, so it won't trigger the flag that says, all right, you're good, you know, you've completed the objective, and you just lose. So you want to make sure you kill everybody in these hallways. There's a sniper behind me, no? There he is, okay, he is.
Impact.
There's
in
1
minute.
Alright, so we're gonna switch to this rocket launcher. It's not loaded. Thankfully I looked. Just kind of point at things, walk forward and hope you don't die. There's a sniper in here. We turn around, we blow this up before it drops people. We pick up all of this health. We make sure our rocket is reloaded.
Impact in 30 seconds.
We've got 2 sniper bullets. We're gonna shoot him with both of them. I'm gonna shoot 1 rocket there, 2 back there, switch to the chain gun, clear the enemies, switch back to the rocket launcher, and shoot the personal, or armored personnel carrier. And then we switch back to the chain gun to finish them off.
Impact in 10 seconds.
There's a lot of, so in the next section, a lot of things happen.
4 seconds.
As long as you're here and you killed everything, you're fine. You don't have to worry about it. I missed that rocket. I missed it again. They'll say things like, I need help, or yada yada. As long as you're here, it's fine. TM, we'll get back to that in a second. Just kind of walk forward, shoot things, don't get sniped by the tank at the end. When you're not shooting enemies, just kind of bob and weave.
All available personnel to depart.
Make sure your guns are reloaded in your downtime.
This is resistance radio. Attention GDI. This is resistance radio. Resistance radio. Resistance.
You want to come into this corner here and make sure you get the laser guns. You don't technically need to get these, but it does help a lot. You are going to lose all of your ammo at the end of this. But it is good to have... It's good to have backup ammo. In case you don't get the drops you need, in case you run out of chain gun ammo, in case you run out of rockets, it's just good to have extra. So like, I'm almost out of chain gun ammo, so I'm going to have to switch to a laser rifle here. Just gonna kind of shoot at the buggy here, shoot at the gun emplacement. The main ones you have to worry about are the sniper over there. That sucks. I was supposed to stop and talk about something and I kind of just YOLO'd it, so I'm gonna stop and talk about it real quick. That arch, yeah, so that arch over there, you're actually supposed to pop open the tab menu and make sure that the objectives are cleared. Because we're doing speedruns, the game doesn't always clear the objectives in time. So even though we have done all the necessary things to progress, sometimes the game has acknowledged that Hotwire's done her thing, and if you progress there, you will lose the game. So when you're over there, you're supposed to like pause, hit tab, see what your missions are, and make sure that everything's cleared. So do that, and don't just YOLO it like I did. With that said, quick save. There's going to be rocket soldier there and 2 chem soldiers. You kind of want to, when you're low on health like this, and you normally will be low on health, you want to not get shot at all, which is easier said than done. So you kind of want to kill the rocket officer first, and then keep your distance from the chem soldiers. This tank here, kind of like earlier, we're just kind of YOLOing it. As long as we keep moving and strafe, he probably won't hit us, and we'll probably be fine. There's 3 rocket soldiers here. We're just gonna run forward. We don't care about the flame tank. So we do have a little more chain gun, so we're gonna switch back to the chain gun. Switch back here. We want to make sure that we're reloaded on the rocket launcher after this. The reason we're switching to the chain gun is because it's a little easier to stagger enemies than with the laser weapons. So we want to make sure the rocket launcher is reloaded here.
Just following your lead.
Since we're not really doing anything, we're just going to kind of fire some rockets at the flame tank, the armored personnel carrier. I should have stopped one early and made sure I was good to, like I was reloaded before it landed, but that's not a big problem. So, this here, we're going to do the strat I talked about earlier, which is where on the light tanks you shoot, get out, shoot, get in, shoot really quickly. You want to make sure that you're shooting these 2 rocket launchers as soon as you can. It is pretty easy to lose your tank here. There's 2 ways to handle that. You can take the time loss, and they will bring you another tank, which makes it a little safer. Or you can just hope that you'll figure it out on foot. It is possible to progress on foot. Oh, that didn't work. It's not a requirement. There we go. It's not a requirement to finish this level in a tank. It just makes it faster. So if you do lose your tank here, you can just, as long as you have the rockets to progress or the laser ammo to kill the final objective, you can progress on foot here. I think normally I actually end this without a tank, so it's not a big deal. Also, if you lose the tank here, it is not a big deal. Once you get here, the only thing that matters is that there's 2 surface, those things. Kill them. If the obelisk kills the tank, it's fine. If not, whatever. But here, we lose all of our inventory, and we start with just a pistol. So you pull the pistol out, quick turn, and you walk over here. And then immediately switch to the chain gun. I probably shouldn't have reloaded because there's that soldier there, but it's fine. I have a habit of reloading constantly. It's not necessarily correct. Walk over here, just shoot him to make sure. So in the second room here, there's going to be a key card on this officer. We need it, so we're going to walk in, we're going to shoot him, which lets us get in here and pick up these items. The only thing that super matters in there is the personal ion cannon that we're going to use on the last 2 bosses. Sometimes this emplacement and this sniper will kill you, so I do usually shoot them. It does use a little bit of ammo, but better than dying. I looked over at chat for a second and then ran into something immediately. So from here, we are going to try and keep this alive. It's not as important as the obelisk buggy, It's just slow to walk. Well, I had the key card. That's what it opened for me. So we're gonna try and, like, do a little bit of juking here. You want to try and not get shot by this, so you kind of just, like, hug the right side until you're ready to cross, and then you just kind of, like, do that driving pattern, and you hope it works. There are two ways to do this second part. Like a lot of the strats in the game, there is the YOLO strat, which is just go and hope it doesn't kill you. Which I can't actually believe worked. But that's the YOLO strat. So I'm going to quick save here, and then I'm going to load up the previous quick save. So that was the YOLO strat. And you make sure you shoot the turret, because otherwise the turret will kill you. The other strat is this, which is a little bit slower, but it makes sure the tank is dead. And you get to keep driving, because walking the rest of the way, if your tank blows up, is slow.
Nick, we're going to lose contact when you head inside. There's no radio communication possible due to jamming signals.
I'll take it from here. Thanks for the assist.
So now, because...
You should know that by now.
That's the problem. So we're going to run into an issue where we're going to start running out of ammo for some of our main guns. Like, for example, except for in very weird cases, we're not going to have assault rifles anymore. I have picked up assault rifles somehow, even though they're not really supposed to be around. Not quite sure what causes that to happen, but it does happen sometimes. But like, we're not going to have assault rifle anymore, which on the surface is like, okay, well, that's not a big deal, because we're being introduced to other weapons. The problem is that it's 500 bullets less. We don't have, like, we can't rely on those 500 bullets anymore in a pinch. So we're mainly going to be using our chain gun, but in 2 levels from now, the chain gun's going to start not being used anymore. And it's just like we're slowly losing guns and they're being replaced. But in the last levels, you use a lot of ammo. So here we're going to switch to a grenade launcher. We're going to jump down, we're going to kill this, and we're going to land here. We're going to face back, and we're going to quick save. This area sucks. So right off the bat, you kill these two with a chain gun, and then you switch to a flamethrower. So these Tiberium units, they can be killed decently if you shoot them in the head, but they can also, like, heal, and they're tough, and it's just easier to burn them. We need to reload here, which kind of sucks. We're actually going to hang out around this one so we can farm a drop. And here, we don't actually need to kill them, we just need them to stop shooting us, so we just kind of, like, spray, like, we just tap the flamethrowers so they get the fire on them and then they don't kill us. Here we're gonna switch to personal ion cannon.
Hey, look.
This boss is actually super easy to do. In theory. If it cooperates. I'm gonna show
Dr. Petrova?
what the good version of this and the bad version of this. Because sometimes you miss your first shot. Sometimes the game decides that your headshot's not a headshot. So I'm gonna show the optimal way to do this.
I'm taking the Mobius girl with me. I have
And then I'll show bad news.
Do you understand? Look at you. The ultimate assassin. Loyal, strong, and mindless. You are living proof that Project Regenesis is a success. Kane will be pleased.
Sure. Ravishaw's a walking turnip. Some success.
Kill him, my pet.
If I remember correctly, Tiberian Sun... Oh, it should have been... Should have been paying attention so I could get the headshot. If I remember correctly, Tiberium's Sun is canon in both universes, and then it splits from there. So, or sorry, not Tiberium Sun, Tiberium Dawn. And then Red Alert is the sequel to Tiberium Dawn in the Red Alert series, and then I don't remember what's the... I think Tiberium Sun is the immediate sequel to Tiberium Dawn in the Tiberium. Alright. Back to actually running this game. So at the beginning, he's kind of in just like a standing still phase, so you can just point at him. I waited too long. So we're going to do what happens if you miss it first, because I'm going to do this anyway. If you miss it first, he comes at you and does this thing, and I'm actually really low on health, so this is bad. So when he goes for that move is when you would do... You basically just kite him around. I'm actually probably going to do it 3 times, because that was... So this is the end of the fight. You just kind of shoot him, he'll fall. He'll fall. He'll fall. He'll fall. He'll fall. There we go. Alright, that's the end of the level. But that was... That was like a pretty decent...
Good, bad, and ugly all in I'll let you guess.
A pretty decent shot. Like, you missed the first one, he threw you and then immediately grabbed a soldier. So I'm gonna quick save and then go for the quick kill, and then I will go for a really bad rotation, just so you can kind of see the pattern.
Ravishar?
A new and improved version.
Also, quick saving after this means we don't have to watch this again.
I'm taking
no, it wouldn't be time. There are 3 more levels after this, which are some of the longer levels.
Look at the ultimate assassin.
There's... I don't remember their names off the top of my head. But yeah, there's 3 more levels. We have to go back through the last level. We have a long tank level and then the final level.
Kane will be pleased.
Sure. Ravishar's a walking turnip. Some success.
Kill him, my pet. Kill him slowly.
Alright, so quick save right off the bat, and then look up, and then that's the quick kill. And then he'll grab us, and that's fine, because he's already dead. And then it won't take as long this time, because the game won't do that to us. See? That's what's supposed to happen. He's supposed to fall down immediately. So that was doing it like that. You got the headshot. Everything's fine. Alright. This is gonna be... I'm gonna show a bad fight. That's also a thing he can do, and that's also good, because you can headshot him when he's up there. So, that's another way you can headshot him. Eventually... So, this is great. I'm trying to show the bad pattern, and he's just giving me good patterns. He's jumping up again. Okay. I wish I got this kind of luck in runs. This is so easy. Right? And he's grabbing somebody out of the air. That's good. Anytime he's still, it's like a free... I think I die now, because I don't think I have enough to... I'm just gonna run over here until I get this armor, and then I will definitely survive. So this this is normally what happens, and you have to, like, take shots at him while he's trying to grab you. Of course I died. So if he does that, just hope that you get a headshot. see if we can get that again. Yeah, so now he's just kind of like chasing, so you just have to like look up and then wait for him to come towards you and then shoot. I think he's actually still going to come towards me. Do I have enough? Okay, if I grab this, I think he's going to throw me at the arm and I'll be fine. Oh, it only does 40 damage. We're fine. Okay, and then now we would do this thing, which is just shoot him and he'll fall and... So, it is pretty easy to hit him right off the bat. If you miss, not a problem. He has two moves. He'll chase you and throw you, or he'll grab somebody out of the air, or I guess he'll jump back up. If he does anything besides chase you, there's plenty of opportunities to just headshot him and move on. Here, there's weapons on both sides. And we don't technically need all of the ammo, but it's really helpful to have full chain gun. It's helpful to have more flamethrower. We actually do need, we really need that flamethrower pickup. And then we don't need the sniper at all, but the not the flamethrower, the laser is really helpful. This level here sucks so bad.
Warning.
Right off the bat, you want to come left. So this is an escort mission. Mobius is immortal. Enemies won't hurt him. In theory, he shouldn't be able to take damage from enemies. Sometimes the game will make him take damage from flamethrowers or chemtrails still, like just the burning. The big problem is, I will demonstrate right now, you damage him. It is really easy to kill him and not realize it. It's really easy to hurt him and not realize you're hurting him, especially because we're going to be using flamethrower a lot. So, you have to be very careful in this level, and you have to be looking at his health constantly to figure out, did I hit him? Do I need to be super careful here? So we run in those rooms, we get both key cards here. We're going to be using the grenade launcher strat here, which is just kind of like shoot grenades in the groups, and then they don't work this time, and then you shoot there, and you... That really sucked. Normally it's a lot better than... You can also just shoot them, but we don't really use grenade launcher in the route, so it's just kind of like free ammo. So we're going to switch to the flamethrower here. The flamethrower is obviously not going to work on the flamethrower units, but we're just going to run by them. We just kind of hit the chem soldiers so they don't hit us. Here, you just kind of like tap it. Really, the reason we're tapping it is so we don't hit Mobius, and also to conserve a little bit of ammo. Because again, we're just running by them. We don't care if they live or not. We just care that they aren't shooting us actively. We do have a decent amount of flamethrower ammo, which is nice. There is a stealth tank right there, and that doesn't matter. These three people come out of here, it does not matter. Quick save. I'm quick saving a lot in these levels, because these levels suck. Alright, so we've cleared that, and that's most of the bad part. These two can sometimes get in the lift, like that. And we actually have to get this and wait for the body to spawn. Normally that doesn't happen. So right off the bat here, there's two ceiling guns. Normally, one rocket is enough to kill them. Sometimes they'll stay alive, it sucks. There's two stealth people here. You let Mobius run out front first, so he'll tank the shots. There's two. Yeah, I don't know where the second one is, but there's definitely two here. I assume we're... There we go. He's supposed to be a lot farther out. So there's a gun in that corner, a gun in that corner, a gun over here, and a gun in this corner. After that, we have to be very mindful, because there are a lot of rocket soldiers here, and a sniper. So two rocket soldiers will come out of here. Or not. There'll be rocket soldiers at the end. There'll be rocket soldiers here. They're still not... There they are. They spawned late. I'm actually far enough away. I can just hang in on the corner and I should be fine. And Mobius is ahead of me. We're just gonna kind of aim for the heads here. They normally finished each group off themselves. Because if you haven't noticed, there is a little bit of infighting. Well, it's not even infighting, it's just... There's more than one faction fighting now, so... So we get up here. This part really sucks. We're going to switch to a laser weapon, which I need to remember at rebound. I can't believe this soldier hasn't started fighting, but whatever. So once Mobius has run out far enough, we just kind of hug this corner and we shoot. We just kind of shoot down this corner. We also shoot down this. Be careful. Eventually, this person will come out behind you. You want to clear him out. This room sucks real bad. So just kind of like hang back. There is the yellow strat of just running forward. It's a yellow strat. If you do that strat, you need to run forward and like literally run at their bodies. He's caught on that enemy. You basically just need to pray that every enemy drops health and that you pick them up before you die. Which is actually the strat we normally do in runs, but that's really dangerous. So be mindful of that you might die multiple times if you do that. So there are two ways to go here. We go this way because we can kill the stealth tank pretty easy without having to deal with it, because it's not really engaged on you until we get here. Now from here, there's not a lot. You can kill them, but they aren't gonna, as long as they're not killing you, it's really just kind of best to use the pistol to make sure they're not shooting you, and then make sure you're not shooting Mobius. Mobius normally walks through without a problem. He's having a problem right now for some reason. I think Gunner just hit him, which is a problem. So I guess if you've got ammo to spare, that is a reason to kill them, but normally you just save your ammo there. Now we're going into one of the longer levels. There is a bunch of... I don't know why I quick saved immediately. There's a bunch of things here you want to pick up because we're kind of lacking on ammo. We only have 300 chain gun bullets, so we want to pick up a bunch of laser chain gun bullets. We don't need too much C4, but I'm pretty sure we didn't have any. Yeah, so we do need at least one C4. And we do pick up the Tiberian rifle. The Tiberian rifle is kind of like a... It's an alright gun, but there's not a lot of use for it because there's a lot of Tiberium soldiers in this part, and it heals Tiberium units, so... you want to make sure you kill that so it can't bring in another stealth tank. And I didn't mention it, but I did snipe a sniper over here. So make sure you snipe that sniper. That sniper will ruin your day if you don't. From here, they have laser chain guns. They do a lot of damage. You technically don't have to clear out both sides, but I want more laser chain gun bullets, so I cleared out the soldiers that might drop them. You don't, again, technically you don't need to clear this room out, so I'm gonna show you what it looks like not clearing that room out. I will actually just come back in. If you throw a C4 right on this terminal, you'll blow it up and destroy the entire thing. So you just throw it on there, and then you run back out. I wasn't going to switch to the pistol to blow that out, but he was kind of there, so I just had to shoot at him. So you jump out that window, you come back here. You want to make sure you blow up all the tanks and everything, and there's actually a turret in there that might still be alive, I'm not 100% sure. That shouldn't be coming in. So, I don't know why that dropped in, but I'm gonna kill it anyway, because we're gonna get a mammoth tank, and sometimes the mammoth tank can come in damaged, and that's really bad if it comes in damaged. So make sure it doesn't get damaged, which is kind of why I've been, like, making sure to kill all of the tanks and everything, because you really need that mammoth tank at full health. We're gonna switch over to this. And we're going to save here, because this is a risky corner. You want to run straight at this person. He didn't die. There we go. He drops a green security card, which we need, so we need to make sure that we get it. We actually have a decent amount of health here. Normally, you're pretty low here. If you're low, just make sure you're, like, killing everybody very quickly and saving a lot. You can use the pistol here because this Black Cannon soldier doesn't do anything. Just kind of stands there. Then we're going to switch to... Yeah, see, this stealth tank shouldn't be there. Why those stealth tanks were there? That sucks. Pretty sure I killed the thing. The important part is that our tank wasn't damaged. Like, that's a really important part. So this tank does move very slow, but it has a tank and anti-infantry missiles, which sometimes work better than others. More importantly, besides the fact that it makes short work of structures, which we do need to break a lot of, it's able to damage them from the outside, which means we can just blow them up like this instead of having to go down to their control centers. So enemies spawn a lot, and you want to make sure you kill them as soon as they spawn. So they'll spawn from there, they'll spawn from there. That SAM site actually doesn't matter. I was just shooting it because I was bored. Pretty sure they don't matter anyway. The SAM sites might actually matter.
I never get tired of nuking
SAM
those.
site destroyed.
It's been so long since I've actually looked at what's required to complete this mission. SAM sites might be required to beat this, so just kill them. Once you get up here and you've cleared out everything, you can open this. There is a soldier over there, which he spawned.
You taking care of that base gate, Havoc?
Wait, what? I don't know what's going on right now. There's supposed to be a soldier right there, but... Okay, yeah, this guy. He's supposed to spawn over there. So this game will do stuff like that to you. Make sure you remember that there's a soldier there and look for him. If he had broken that tank, technically I should probably reload the last checkpoint, but it has some health, so it's workable. And we're gonna just go with it. From here, we're gonna use the last bit of our sniper bullets to kill this unit, that unit.
I don't think this is
we got most of. Then we're going to switch to the chain gun. Use the last bit of the chain gun on these units.
We've got another gate situation in the northwestern sector. I'll highlight its location. Havoc, take out that
the laser gun here.
The power plant repairs should cease.
Gonna kill this rocket soldier while we're here. We're gonna blow up these turrets. There's one over here before we cross. Then there is a lot of rocket soldiers and snipers. So it's actually interesting to note, there's a Black Hand soldier up there, and he's using the sniper that Havoc uses in multiplayer. And it's the only instance of it in the campaign. And it's technically not supposed to be accessible, but you can teleport on top of the... using the glitch or dev tool or whatever you want to call it. You can actually teleport up there and get the gun. Which doesn't really have much use, but it's cool that you can get it. So we're gonna save right away. You'll notice that we have a little bit more health than when we left it. The Mammoth Tank does regen health. Mammoth Tank does regenerate health while you're not there, so that is good. We're going to clear out all of those buildings. We're gonna get stuck on this rock apparently. And you want to be very mindful of any rocket soldiers that are around still. I believe they're all good, so we're just going to progress. Before we turn this corner, I'm going to save. There is a stealth tank, a rocket soldier, so the stealth tank is right there. The rocket soldier is not there, and there's a stealth unit somewhere which is just not spawning. There we go. This. So we drive up to about here, and we shoot, I think it's 6 shells. If 6 shells doesn't do it, you move a little bit closer. Alright. Once that's done, we just get out. The Mammoth Tank is slow and we don't need it anymore. Now we're going to walk back this way. We do have... Huh. Apparently I missed that, so we do need the Mammoth Tank. I was pretty sure I cleared it all, but... Get that on your way over and make sure you actually get it. Because the Mammoth Tank is slow. It turns slow, it drives slow. I thought I'd fully destroyed it, but I guess I was just talking too much.
Ion cannon, satellite target.
I'm not out of my mind. That is not supposed to happen. I don't know what the hell just happened there. I don't think an engineer is supposed to be able to heal it that fast. Yeah. Unless there's like 10 engineers in there. So I guess that can happen sometimes.
You've got it. All base repairs have been halted.
There we go.
Up down here, Locke. What next?
Well, we need you to approach the Temple of Nod and place an ion cannon beacon in front. I'm airdropping one for you now.
Consider it done.
I'm sure you can handle placing a beacon, Havoc. Trust me, you'll have fun.
If that was an engineer in there, he deserves a raise. That's a new one. I'm gonna throw it out there. That's a new one. So I guess if that happens, just reload. Which is kind of why you save often, because sometimes weird things happen. Sometimes things that shouldn't happen just happen. Level ends once both tanks are dead and you get over to this point. And this is going to be coming up on the final level.
Havoc, I'm not going
So
to be
right
able...
down here, you want to make sure you pick up that.
You can handle a single
Piece of cake, Locke.
I'm going to fall down here.
See if you can find
You could go pick up some more. We do have a decent amount. We are going to want to save a lot. So you just kind of like run forward here and hold down left click, and then you reload here. And then you jump down here and you hold down left click and walk forward until you get into this room. Switch to a rocket launcher, quickly look in, shoot the ceiling. When that's... okay, get killed anyway. This might happen a lot. This mission is rough.
Parker, welcome to my private. The progress seems to be slow.
You're not, like, pre-firing everybody. They will kill you.
I see, and I can only assume that you will continue to dishonor this.
There we go. I was gonna say, normally a unit comes in here. We're gonna switch to the Volt Rifle now. We're gonna save. Then we're gonna cross over and just kind of point at things and hope they spawn health. They didn't. You didn't spawn health either. I think I died here. Yep, okay.
Don't throw stones in glass.
This is going to be pretty common. Outside of just taking it slow and killing everything, you just kind of hope you get lucky and you get health drops. I could run forward and get the armor drop there. That is an option to me. So here, that time I actually got in a lot better. I actually got health drops. So I'm coming into this corner actually healthy. We shoot up here as we go down, hopefully clear them. And then we kind of shoot around. We have a decent amount of volts. You walk in here with a flamethrower until you get the security card. I'm actually going to reload all my volts here. And you just kind of shoot at everything that has a line of sight of you until it stops having a line of sight of you. And that's pretty much what this last level is. Alright, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna explain this part real quick. So, going forward, from our best knowledge of how this level works, so there's 2 levels, and on the bottom level there are a bunch of these like super Tiberium soldiers in cryopods, and they kind of periodically get out. If you push the buttons quickly on either side, it'll kill the ones that are left in the pod. So you want to go fast. The problem is, they hurt you really bad. So you kind of just YOLO run at the buttons and hope the enemies draw up health, and if they don't, yeah. So we pull out the Volt Rifle, we shoot this as we strafe left, we shoot down, we kind of shoot him while we're here, and then we do that, we run away, we're actually a decent amount of health, we kind of fire behind us because there's enemies there, and then we just kind of run at enemies.
This door requires level 3 security clearance.
This has actually been really lucky on health drops. Normally, you're not that lucky. Also, even though we're leaving, you still want to make sure you kill as many of them as possible, because we do have to go back through that room later, and anybody who's still alive will still be alive then. From here, we're just switching to the flamethrower because it's effective against the Tiberium units. So I guess that is a really great point to bring up. So I'm going to load the last save here, which I think is at the beginning or the top, but oh, that's really far back. Oh, that's actually not that far back. In terms of quick saves, it's eternity, but. I didn't notice you there last time. That's probably why I died. Alright, so I guess I'm going to show this room off again. It wasn't my intention. I'm kind of in...
Analysis indicates access to the power
kind of been like in half speedrun mode where I'm just like quick saving when I would normally quick save, which is not enough. That's not what I wanted to do at all.
Security clearance. This door requires level 3 security clearance.
I meant to kill that. Okay, so quick save. So, oh, I didn't know those would come back up. Okay. So, we go back down here, and we're facing forward. We jump down, we turn left, we get stuck on something, we turn left, we turn left again, and then we're here. It is confusing down here, but it's literally just 2 lefts. And then we're out of the confusing area. So now, there's 2 different ways to go about this. You can either switch to your chain laser, or you can switch to Volt. Volt is a little safer. We do have a lot of laser chain gun ammo. As long as you keep a little bit of a little bit of Volt for the end, you're fine. It is important to note, though, this area sucks real hard. So, whatever you need to shoot a lot of people and not get killed here. Ooh, that might have been a bad save. Where am I being shot from? That is health. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of cleanup at the top here just to make sure, because they are invisible. Alright. So, there are a few ways to do this. I do have a decent amount of Volt ammo, so I could go in with the Volt. I have full laser chain gun, so I'm probably going to go in with laser chain gun. There is another strat which involves remote C4, so it's going to be a little difficult to explain. Basically, what's going to happen, we're also locked pretty substantially in where we can go, because if we move too much further, it'll trigger the final boss fight. When we get out of the cutscene, we're going to be standing about right there, and there's going to be spawned in, I think, 6 enemies. 3 of them are going to be right beside us, and there's going to be 3 over here. And actually, there's some initiates that are locked up in there, so there's going to be a whole lot of things going on. One of the strats, which is pretty difficult to do, because if you walk too much, or too far forward, which is like, I'm pretty sure I'm like halfway of the distance between this line here and that door that I can be. Like, I'm pretty sure I trigger the cutscene like right there. But one of the strats is waiting so long that this guy shows up and ruins your life. One of the strats is dropping a C4 there and then trying to get C4 as far in the room as possible, which is difficult because if I walk like that far forward, I don't really get the C4 anywhere. So I don't tend to use this strat because, I mean, I'll show you the C4 explosion that happens.
Evolve me? No thanks. I like being a caveman. Looks good on you, though.
So that was the explosion that happened, and it didn't kill everybody. And I mean, part of it I was drinking when I shouldn't have been, but it didn't kill everybody, which means you still have to weapon swap, and it just kind of sucks. Like, I could try for a little bit better placement, because I think one spawns, like, there, so I could, like, go for that or something. But that's also where I spawn, so it's, you know. This strat is hard to do. Also, I don't think it's as effective as just having a gun. But it is a strat. If you can make it work better than I can, absolutely feel free. I don't remember if current world record holder does this, but
I like being a caveman.
Should be previous world record holder. And one, yeah, so if you put it there, you can also just kill yourself, which is bad. I think previous world record, and one of the people who worked on this game found a lot of the things in it. Leonrex, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He does that strat. It works well for him. I don't like it, so I prefer, depending on how much ammo you have, I prefer either the laser chain gun or the Volt. We do need the Volt for the boss, so I'm just going to go with the laser chain gun, and we're going to do it like that.
The young Dr. Mobius is about to enter the next...
So with any of the shooting strats, you basically just look straight ahead and shoot as soon as you come out, and then once all of those enemies are done, you turn right and shoot until all of those enemies are dead.
Looks good on you, though.
You also walk forward, pick up any of their health drops. You can hide in here if you need to reload. I'm going to kill that. You don't need to kill these, but that one's kind of in the way, and it will give me a health drop.
Don't throw stones.
So now I'm going to switch to the Volt. I'm going to go pick this up, and we're just going to lightly tap her. Oh, okay, that person's going to get in her way. So you can see in this animation, her head is now towards us. So we can scroll the wrong way, get the wrong gun. And we can... Okay, that'll go right through her, apparently. Try this again. She's almost dead just from the Volt. There we go. I'm gonna reload because, I mean, any shot will do. So I'll show that again so you can see how easy it is to headshot. Also gonna get a chance to kill you. So you just kind of tap it lightly, you walk up to her, you remember which way you're scrolling, you scroll past it.
Let me show you your mistake.
That didn't scroll there at all. That didn't shoot at all. I'm just gonna reload. Easiest thing in the world, misses it twice in a row. There you go. And that didn't count as a full headshot for some reason, so I'm just gonna finish her off. It's actually... Here, before I finish her off, don't use the Volt Rifle on her. It heals her. This is why I don't like the Volt Rifle, because it heals half the enemies in the last half of the game. She kind of jumps randomly. Also, I don't actually know how much damage C4 does, so let's, my answer is going to be C4 probably doesn't do a lot. Yeah, C4 doesn't do a lot, so 2 C4 did like 3 health. Like 3 bars of health. So it's just on bosses the C4 doesn't do a lot. Like I can't stress enough how broken the personal ion cannon is on these bosses. Like it does an absurd amount of damage.
Warning. Ask not what your country can do for you. For a toil today is tomorrow.
So after that, make sure your guns are reloaded. Go in here. I guess technically you don't need to make sure right now.
I see that my trust in Elena.
But you want to make sure that most of your guns are reloaded in the next part here.
Attention. Nuclear missile launch sequence initiated.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's...
We gotta move.
So, part of the other reason would be that you don't have a lot of C4 at this point. But it's worth seeing because maybe it does a decent amount of damage. So this is possibly the most frustrating escort mission in the game because Sydney doesn't walk unless you're right beside her at specific locations. So let me make sure I'm on the Volt Rifle. I don't actually like when we go this way. I try to make her go the other way, but sometimes she just goes this way. She doesn't have a lot of health. She is not invincible. You can really easily kill her. And sometimes she doesn't move the way you want her to.
Warning, Signovia's heart signature irregular.
So you gotta pretty much save every one of these and make sure that you're not shooting her and she's not being shot. I'm running out of ammo on this, so I'm gonna switch to the chain gun. And from this point on, you're fine as long as you kill this one. There's no more enemies, except for this one. So now, if you just stare at this rope, time's coming up, by the way. If you just stare here, you can literally hold down left click and it'll be... and then that's the end. So you get this cutscene, which has some pretty decent lines. Hit continue again. It is mostly personal preference. There's one time in the game where I do switch to third person because it's a little bit easier to do a trick that I don't actually even do anymore because it doesn't save a lot of time and missing it wastes a bunch of time. Besides that, it's completely preference. I prefer first-person shooters over third-person shooters. If you want to run it in third person, there's absolutely no reason why you can't.
Could have done it left-handed.
Statement issued earlier today, UN Secretary of Defense Dr. Charles Olivetti confirmed that heavy casualties were sustained by forces.
At least as far as I'm aware, and I believe as far as the rest of the runners are aware, there's no real difference. The only time we use it, or like the first-person runners switch to third-person, is there is a specific trick in the first village level that requires you doing precise jumping up. That's a little bit easier to see where your jump is if you're farther away. Yeah, like half the characters in this game are just never heard of again. Are there any questions about the run? Anything involving the run that anybody has? For the most part, I mean, so I was gonna say I don't feel like it's like a hard run to understand. That being said, I think I've been running this game for almost a decade. 8 to 9 years at this point. So there are some things that I might just find basic that might not be. So I kind of mentioned it earlier in the run. There is a load remover, which, as far as I'm aware, if you use Live Split, you can just turn it on and you don't have to download anything. ROM Master worked on that. Tremendous help the community. I should go on the record here. All of the strats in here, I did not find. Other people before me found them. If you wanted to do the other category, Teleport Present, it's not complicated, it's just shorter. It does skip like all of the good parts of the game though, which is why not really anybody runs it. There's also, I don't believe anybody runs it, but there is all missions, so all objectives. Nobody's really run that. A few of us have kicked around the idea from time to time about routing it, about doing an all objectives, because it does lead to some interesting ideas. Like in an all objectives category, you wouldn't ion beacon on the second level, you would hold it. All sorts of really cool things. The only difficulty with that is that it would be like a 3-hour run. So unfortunately, I know there are private servers right now, which I should probably play on, but I didn't really get a chance to play this game multiplayer. So a lot of this game for me has just been the first-person mode. I do really love the multiplayer, though. It is a really in-depth idea. But I mostly just speedrun the game because I really loved this game. And I just like playing it again. I would play a sequel. Unfortunately, I do not have time to do another run of this right now because it is a holiday, and while I might not have a holiday, our tech crew definitely wants to get home early. So, if you do want to see more runs of this, I could probably do runs on my own channel. I do eventually actually want to improve my time. I've been saying this for a while. I want to actually get back in the top 3, because right now I think I'm 7th on the leaderboard. It's been a while since I've done a run of this. There are other runners who run this. You can go check them out on our leaderboards, our speedrun.com page. Also, it's not confirmed, but Amy, the showrunner for Aimbot, has told me he wants me to run this game on his show, so that might happen eventually. If there are no other questions about the run, I guess before I sign off, if you do have any questions, if you're watching the YouTube video, if you have any questions about this, you can message me. I'm trying to think. I don't have my personal Discord on speedrun.com, but pretty much all of the games I have a speedrun server, and this game should have a Discord listed on its page. It's not easier for me to tab out and look, so I'm gonna look it on my phone while I talk. But you should be it should be pretty easy for you to get a hold of me through speedrun.com. You can message me. We do have a server. I'm gonna check if it's linked right now. There are, I want to say, 8 other runners of this game, and all of them would be happy to help answer any questions you have. What to do? Our speedrun is, our Discord is linked. There's like 13 on the leaderboard. I think a few of them haven't really been around in a while, but there are a decent amount of us in the Speedrun Discord who would be willing to help you with any questions you have, learning the game, any strats you need explained. So feel free to message me, join the Speedrun Discord, message anybody else there, ask any questions you have there. We'd be happy to have you. I mean, this is a great game. It's, a game that we've all, played for the past 20 years, so it's a lot of memories, a lot of nostalgia. That's not how you pronounce that word, but I'm going to keep on moving anyway. With that being said, there's no other questions. I hope that this tutorial finds you well. I hope that you enjoyed it. It helps anybody learn the game that wants to learn it. We do not have any more content for the night. This is the last show. Tomorrow we do have What's Faster, followed by Grudge Match. All of that is starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. We are going to take a few minute break here while we look for somebody to raid. So if you wouldn't mind just sticking around for a few minutes so we can cheer on another speedrunner in their runs, that would be awesome. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving.